Birds aren't real, they're a government plant.
You believe that? So keep your pills away from your cat.
As a child, I once accidentally ate fertilizer. Oh yeah, no, I took a shit in my neighbor's yard too.
What the
It's time for the 10:30 Brekky podcast. Prepare to be amazed. Your host, the King and Seth the Blonde.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the 10:30 Brekky podcast. I'm Seth.
I'm Dak.
And you're watching DaknSeth on TikTok Live. So let's tune right into it. I just want to catch up on you, Dak. It's been a while. It's been like, what, a week?
Yeah,
it's a long time. Has anything happened? Like, important right off the bat? I think we always have to kind of cover the bases and, like, see if anything important happened since the last time we saw each other. In your own life.
In my own life?
Yes.
No, nothing really big has happened in my own life.
No drama at work?
No.
All right. We're in the clear. We can move on with the day.
Oh my gosh.
What? You never know. You never know. I have many things that happen to me.
Not much happens to me.
Okay. That's good. So I kind of wanted to get right into it because I know you've been talking about it like off camera like 100 times now.
No.
Why don't you just jump right into what you want to talk about here?
What, the Apple lawsuit?
Yes.
The government suing Apple?
Yes. The government's suing Apple. Dak's been talking, okay, for some context, he's been talking about it off camera a shit ton.
Not a shit ton.
2 times. I've heard the story 3 times now. Which it is a fuck story. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
It's just like you've been telling me off camera, and I'm like, save it for the podcast. Because you're a man of little words, right?
Yeah.
So I want you to record that aspect of your conversation. So, go
okay.
ahead.
No, the government's suing Apple because they think they're violating antitrust laws.
What does that mean?
I don't know, like their monopoly on certain things.
Okay, so yeah, everyone knows that Apple's a monopoly on like pretty much everything. There's a cult group of people that fuck with Apple, right? Like I have Apple, I have a MacBook Pro, iPhone, and what you're saying is that Apple's just basically getting in trouble for being a monopoly at the end of the day. And what are some examples of them being in monopoly? What's the issue?
Like any messages that you send through iMessage that's not to like an Apple product is unsecure.
So if I text an Android person, it's that green text?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You can't get one app that has multiple like games or whatnot in it.
Wait, so Apple is making it... I'm trying to get the better story because when you told me last night, I was stoned out of my mind and there's no way I got any... I just like nodded my head. I had no idea what you're telling me. So you're saying that Apple basically doesn't want people to purchase an app because they get money from every in-app purchase that there is within the App Store, right? That's the whole thing behind Apple.
Yeah.
And they profit a ton off of that, right?
Yeah.
So you buy Clash of Clans, for example, and there's Temple Run within that app too. There's 2 apps, or there's 2 games you can play in there. They don't want that because that's less money for them.
Yes.
They'd rather you go and buy both those apps.
Yes.
Is that what I'm getting from this?
Yes.
Okay, so now what is the government doing?
They're suing them. They're saying they're violating antitrust laws.
And do you think this is going to turn out? Like, do you think who's going to win?
I don't know.
Because they're both big dogs.
Apple probably will. I mean, the government's kind of slightly incompetent.
Oh, the old people?
Yes, the old.
You don't think they can take it? You don't think they can get it done?
No, I don't.
It's all right. I don't think they can get it done either.
No.
Well, I feel like they've tried suing Apple. The reason when you told me this story, like, I'm not that fazed by it because I think it's very normal. We're all very well aware of like what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
Literally Apple being a monopoly and everyone sees it happen. And we're all just going to deal with it because they have fire Apple products. Like, I don't think there's going to be more to it.
Yeah. I don't know. If they tried to get rid of Apple, I think the U.S. would revolt.
If they they wouldn't be able to get rid of Apple. You can't just get rid of it, right? Like, what they would do is have to like separate their company or split it up because it's a monopoly.
Yeah.
Does this have anything to do with, Apple gets sued quite often and we just never see it. Like Epic Games, the creator of Fortnite, they tried to sue Apple for something similar.
Oh, yes, no.
Bypass the Apple Store.
Yeah.
Is that kind of like a similar thing we're seeing here?
We have a new Jamie in the house, by the way. So we have somebody helping us research and Google things instead of us just making shit up. So yeah, is it similar to like the Fortnite situation where Apple basically? What was the whole situation with Fortnite and Apple, right? Wasn't there something that happened?
So yeah, Epic Games, they were taking like a large portion of Apple was taking a large portion of like Epic Games sales.
Yeah.
Like, let's just say Fortnite in the Apple Store or any other thing. and they're trying to say like, hey, this isn't fair, this has nothing to do with you, we could just bypass the Apple store and make all our own money. It was a big old fight for money.
Yeah.
As it always is.
Just a bunch of fucking billion-dollar companies fighting for more billions of dollars.
Yeah.
It's really what it is.
Yes.
And it just sucks because we have no say in this, or like any like our opinion means nothing at all. Like this is going to continue to happen. And I really like Apple products. I think they're very simple.
Yes.
But also Apple's overpriced and like cult. It's like a culty thing.
Yes.
They have like the best retention of any company, basically. Like once you buy an Apple product, you're probably going to buy it again.
Yes.
Because you break your phone, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to go just like get an Android the next day. You're probably going to go get that Apple phone again.
Yeah.
Same exact phone.
Yeah,
it's just how it is.
Yeah,
and then
like
you're going to get the MacBook because it connects with the iPhone and you can sync your shit. And then you get the iCloud and that syncs to every device. And then you get the AirPods because why wouldn't you get the AirPods? They connect to your phone. So you just get into this cult.
Yes.
But I don't know. Do you like Apple though? Like, do you like their products? You have Apple products. You have iPhone?
Yes. Oh, I mean, right now I'm too far in to like change anything. Like everything's on the iPhone.
What do you mean change?
Like
you don't
switch over to another phone. Like everything is
right
in my iPhone. There's too much in there for me to have to switch over to a new device.
Yeah. Also on the other side, Samsung has its own problems. You know that, right? Like, you know how they were flexing about their new camera that has like 7 cameras on it?
Yeah.
And it can like zoom into the sky and see the moon. You can take photos of the moon with your camera.
Yeah.
Well, come to find out, they're using AI to generate like a moon layer over the actual like pixelated moon that you see basically. So the moon you see when you take the photo isn't actually the legit photo of the moon. No. Like it was cool though, because when they came out with that, I'm like, damn, you could take a photo of the moon now with your iPhone or your Android. I think it was like Samsung Galaxy S46 or whatever the fuck they're on.
Yeah.
And then come to find out they're literally bullshitting the whole thing. It's not even legit. And they had to come out with like a statement saying like, well, it was in the fine print, like it's in, it's in their terms of condition. It's everywhere. Like if you read the fine print, you'd find it like, oh, this is just, generated AI, like enhancement basically.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I think a lot of companies, like whether it's Samsung or whether it's Apple in general, they all have their own ways to like keep you on their specific device. I mean, I get it. You need somebody to be a returning customer every year. And if you don't, then you're losing money.
Oh, yeah.
Because most of the times they're honestly probably not even that profitable off of just like a one-time purchase of like AirPods, for example. Even though they're expensive.
Oh, very much so.
They're probably not that profitable just from the sense that they're more profitable if you come back again and buy a new pair of AirPods when they come out with it, or another iPhone because you like their Apple products. That's where they make the money. They don't make the money the first time off of you. Even though your phone's $1,000, I'm never going to run away from Apple. I don't see myself ever Apple. Do you have any red flags in a woman? Just kidding. I'm just kidding. All right. I want to talk about this. So I was just in New York recently.
Yeah.
And this might be a good one for you, Jamie, to look up as well. So I was walking through the subway, right, in New York. It's greasy. It's like greasy subways. But one of the subways, I was like near Penn Station, and they have like this screen that like shows facts, like fun facts.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there staring at it, waiting for the subway to show up. And I read that it literally just said like crows flock to like the cities when they're like single and they're alone and they're like free, and then when they have like a family, they flock to the suburbs. Crows you see in like downtown like cities, like we're in Minneapolis right now. The crows you see here are mainly probably like single crows or like crows that are just kind of independent. And then as they develop as a crow, the older they get, the more like family knit they are. They literally will flock to the suburbs just like white people do. I don't know how legit that is, but I read the fact and it was on a screen in a subway. I believed it. It's something about that, right?
I mean, yeah, I've seen a few sources saying exactly what you said. They will be in the city, when they're just kind of free living, and when they have a family is when they're trying to kind of decamp to the suburbs for a safer place to raise your family.
That is weird. How is that even a thing?
Well, I mean, birds aren't real, they're a government plant.
Do you believe that? Do you actually believe that?
No.
I actually do with pigeons. I won't lie. Have you ever seen baby pigeons. Have you ever seen baby pigeons?
I don't think I have.
No, I've never seen baby pigeons either. I don't think pigeons are real.
Yes.
I think other birds are, but there's so many pigeons. Like I see them right there on the roof. Yeah. I'm pointing outside. There's a bunch of pigeons lined up on that rooftop over there. I don't think they're real. I think they are like some type of like spy, or like maybe not. I think people think they're all robotic. I think it's just more they're manufactured from like we created them ourselves, and they just seem robotic and shit.
Yeah.
It's like bananas. You know how we made bananas are like artificial, like they're not real.
Yeah.
They were made by us. Mm-hmm. We like genetically modified like a plant to become a plantain to become a banana. Say, ooh. You gonna puke?
No.
I had to puke too. Oh my God, Dak. That was a big bubble. Oh. What is your reasoning behind why you think pigeons aren't real? Because I think we're on this bird topic right now, and I think there's a lot we could talk about with birds in general.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Why don't you think they're real? Or you said birds in general. Is it pigeons that are the ones that really intrigue you?
I was just joking.
Oh. Okay.
No.
So you actually think they're all real?
I don't know.
Like pigeons, you don't believe that pigeon story?
I mean, maybe pigeons.
Have you seen a fucking baby pigeon is what I'm asking you.
No.
Exactly. Have you seen a pigeon nest?
No.
And there's so many pigeons, right? How many times have you seen a nest, like a bird nest in your life? Like robins and shit? I see them all the time.
Yeah.
And there's not nearly as many robins as pigeons that I see, at least in my life, or at least downtown.
Yeah.
Where the fuck are they nesting? Why is there so many?
I have no clue.
Why are they staring all day? You know? They're walking around. They're not even like being birds.
Yeah.
It's really weird. Topic of birds. Our buddy Austin over there, he just said that owls also are pretty fucked.
Yeah.
Owls are different. Is it just a regular owl, right? Just any?
Usually night owls.
Night owls? Okay, so yeah, which owls are cool, right? They have like the rotation on their head and shit.
Yeah.
And they're freaky though.
Oh yes.
But apparently, like during the day, they'll be like a father, right? They'll be good to their partner, their bird partner, and they're like loyal. And then at night, they go out and they'll go cheat. They'll go cheat on their partner because they know that they got the instinct in them where they need to go reproduce. They need to do it. So they take advantage of when the lady's out of the house to go fuck a bunch of owls. So they're just like a savage. They're just like a savage bird that just goes around and tries to fuck everything and reproduce and try to spread its seed, which is crazy to me because like birds, I really think birds are underestimated for how smart they are compared to other animals in the animal kingdom.
Yeah.
Like I look at my cat every day, I'm like, that dude's got zero things going through his head. Zero. But when I look at a bird, I'm like, this guy's thinking about something.
Yeah.
Especially crows and owls and like even like parrots and stuff. They're super smart. It's creepy how they... Have you seen that video of the crow that it's basically there's an object stuck in the middle or stuck in like a tube, right? And he can't reach his beak down to get the object. Mm-hmm. So what he needs to do, let me think it through. So yeah, there was an object in the middle, like the bottom of the tube, and he basically wants to get the object to him. Yeah. So what he does is he adds like water to the tube. Yeah. To make the object like float up so he can reach it and get it with his beak. I think it was either it could have been the other way around. I think either that or the water they had to raise the water level where he added the pebbles to the water to raise the water level. Yes. Whatever it was very trippy. Like how he thought that through. Like they didn't train him or anything. He just knew that he needed to. And like I've seen them use like sticks as to like lift things and like pry things open. It's creepy.
Like Wilson would not think of that.
No, cats don't do that stuff. No. They're really dumb actually.
No, look at him.
Yeah. Right now he's just sniffing whatever he can get into. My cat has a food issue. Like I can't seem to get his feeding routine down. He's on a diet. Yeah. Because he's getting big, right? Yeah. And I don't know, he's gonna cry. He's gonna start crying.
Oh God.
He's got a toy in his mouth right now.
Yeah, Will?
Are you crying?
Yeah.
Are we tearing up today?
Hi.
Yeah, I don't know why he does that either. There's so many fucking questions in animals, dude. I could talk about him all day. 'Cause he drags that toy out and he'll scream and cry like he wants to play. You pick it up and he like gets mad.
Does he still do it at like the dead of night?
Yeah. And then to my girlfriend Gabby, it's bad. Like, he'll like nearly her. We'll be working from home, just sitting there working, and he'll come up and want to hop on her lap, right?
Yeah.
And he'll go up and sit on her lap, and then he'll start like kneading her lap. You know, it looks like he's like pressing down back and forth.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, it's just like a thing that he learned when he was a kid, like a baby, you know, with his mom and stuff. So he probably thinks you're the mom. No, then he'll get up and he'll start getting like aggressive and like try to bite her like arm and like pin her down. And I'm like, he's literally trying to mate right now. Like he's getting aggressive, and he gets like aggressive when you touch him and shit. It's so weird.
Oh gosh.
Oh, and the pill problem that's been going down. So what was it? Last weekend you were here.
Yeah.
And we had a podcast going. Or it was 2 weekends ago. 2 weekends.
Yeah,
ago.
2 weekends ago.
And I have some Adderall, right?
Yeah.
And a bunch of like supplements and things like that. Anyway, I had my Adderall out.
Yeah.
And I lost the pill. I don't know where it was. It was just somewhere. It was gone, right? I didn't really think that it was gone. I just thought it wasn't out.
Yeah.
The next morning, you woke up and you're like, Seth, your cat ate all your Adderall. And then there was like an Adderall pill on the ground. I thought he told me it was all gone. I walk up, it's still like pretty much full. Like it was still full of Adderall. So Dak was making me tweak a little bit. But I started to like get into this deep rabbit hole. I was tweaking. I thought my cat was going to die. I really didn't want to take him to the vet again. PETA, don't kill me. But I've come to find out, I'm digging on Reddit because apparently a lot of cats have gotten into some things they shouldn't have. Of course they have. They don't really think through it.
No.
But specifically like supplements and like Adderall and like prescription pills.
Yeah.
A lot of stories, and I get it, like your dog gets into shit, right? But your cat's a little different.
Yeah.
All these people are like, no, my cat's like obsessed with my pills, like obsessed with my pills. And he is obsessed with my pills.
Yes.
He like wants to get into all of my supplements. He like tries to bust open the bottles all the time, right? Like why?
He's being a junkie.
And he almost ate all that the Adderall.
Yeah.
And I've read a lot about how the Adderall basically will drop your cat dead. But he obviously didn't get enough. He was a little off for a day, but I think he's fine now. Maybe. You know, from all these experience, everyone has a theory that cats are weirdly attracted to like the outer casing, like the scent maybe, or the texture or something about pills in general that they really, really like. They want them.
Yeah.
So they like are obsessed with pills. It's freaky. But he's obsessed with them. Like he literally wants pills all the time.
Yeah.
Like I'm terrified. Now I have to like hide all my shit. I never thought I would have to hide my supplements from a cat. It's really weird.
Oh, he's a junkie.
He didn't do that when you were.
No, I don't ever. Didn't see him ever try and get into my shit. No, I never tried to get into my pills.
Well, you only have like multivitamins, right? Maybe he doesn't like those.
Who knows?
That's fucking weird. I have a theory that I think cats are like obsessed with pills, and it's not just my cat. Because on Reddit, those motherfuckers were all saying that.
Yeah.
Like their cats were obsessed with pills.
I was going to say, you might be right. I mean, it says some just like it because it looks like food, because it just looks like a little niblet. But some of them, there's like a sugary coating or some sort of substance.
Yeah.
Whether it's a smell or any other reason that attracts them. And then they already think it's kind of that food. So they're just like, let's eat it. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, because like he's hungry all the time, and I get that because he's on a diet.
Yeah.
So maybe it is like the outer casing of it. That's interesting. It's like a vegetable, because usually most of it's like a vegetable or like or like some like maybe it's, I don't know what the casings are, most of them, but
yeah,
like the Adderall, for example, I think it is like some probably like sugar based like capsule that doesn't like taste like sugar, obviously, but I think everyone's fucking cat that they have at home has a pill addiction, and they have no idea. So keep your pills away from your cat. It's a long story of that, because I think
sugar spheres is what's in
sugar.
Adderall,
what was it?
Gelatin capsules, obviously everything within Adderall, but sugar spheres.
Sugar spheres. Interesting. What the fuck? Yeah. So now they will officially be locked away. Don't worry, everybody. I'm not gonna feed my cat more pills. Dak, do you remember when I used to, in college, I used to, like with my Cutwater I have right here on camera, I have a Cutwater right now, and we have these tabs. I think they're called tabs, right? At the top of of the beers. And I always loved to like peel them off for some fucking reason. I just love to like take them off.
Yeah.
A lot of the reason I like to do it in college because it kind of like showed everybody that's my beer because everyone will have the same beers.
Yeah.
So now that this tab's off of the beer, people know that's mine, right?
Yeah.
Well, I just had a bad thing of just like playing with it and like kind of like fiddling around with my tongue on it.
Yeah.
And there was one time where I woke up in the morning.
Yeah.
I took my big old dookie in the morning and there was like a shiny thing in my poop.
Oh, God.
It was a fucking beer tab. And not only once, like 3 times.
Oh,
I've had it
gosh.
happen. Didn't know it. Woke up the next morning and there was a beer tab in my poop. So you will be okay if you do swallow one, but it's like a sharp piece of metal going through your body.
Yeah, I feel like that just can't be well.
I mean, I've never noticed it. I've never had any stomach pain or like really any concerning, like anything really at all.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's kind of creepy that you can swallow that shit and it goes through your body with no problem.
Interesting.
It probably hits my stomach too, and it's like, what the fuck do I do with this shit? You know?
Can't break this shit down.
No, it's weird.
Yeah.
Have you've ever swallowed anything weird? Like we had to go to the hospital or anything?
Nothing where I had to go to the hospital.
No.
I mean, as a child, I once accidentally ate fertilizer.
Get going.
It was just like an accident. I didn't know what these like white and yellow pellets were.
In your dad's garage?
No, it was in our neighbor's garage.
So you crawled over to your neighbors and ate fertilizer?
Well, it was back then. They had like kids our age, and we would play with them.
Right.
And I just found it in the garage and kind of had one. I'm like, oh, this got a nice
Like
salty.
a handful?
Not a handful, just like a couple. I'm like, oh, this got a nice salty taste, and then I kind of had a few more.
You kind of had a few more.
Yes.
So you liked it.
It wasn't. It didn't taste terrible to child me.
Gross. Did you have to go to like the hospital?
No, my parents called like poison control and shit.
Damn, Dak. You're bad. You're a bad kid, weren't you?
Oh yeah, no, I took a shit in my neighbor's yard too.
What the fuck? You have like a bad you have something like a vendetta against this person or what?
No, I just did it.
You took a fat shit in your neighbor. Like, how did that go down? Dak, please elaborate on you shitting in your neighbor's yard. How did that go down? What was your thoughts beforehand? What was your thoughts during? And why?
I don't know. It was just... I'm not really sure what thoughts I had going through my head at the time.
How old were you?
I was probably like 5 or 6.
Okay. It's not like... Yeah, you're not really making good decisions.
No. I was the same age as when I ate like the fertilizer.
Did you get caught? Or like, how did this go down?
Yeah.
Like, I want to know. I still want to know what happened.
Of course I got caught. I think I was in their backyard and just like...
Pulled your pants down? Squatted?
Took a shit, yeah.
Do you remember how it was? Was it like was it an easy one or was it like your constipated shits? Or?
I have no clue. Like I was a reckless child. There was one time I ran outside naked.
Oh, I've done that where you do like the naked lap around your house.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done that after like a shower. Sprint around with your little willy running around. Dude, I would do that a lot. It was because you're at that age. There's an age where it's okay to be naked in public.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know what the cutoff is. I'd say maybe like 8.
Yeah.
Little boys run around with their dicks out and shit.
Yeah.
It just like doesn't really freak you out because they're children.
Yeah.
It's when you're like if you did that now.
Oh God.
You know, like it's like why is that fair? You know?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I think it still comes down to we should all have the fair, equal rights. And I think a lot of things children have more rights than us. They're able to run around naked if they want, say whatever the fuck they want, and they get away with it. Like I worked with I did a little childcare during the summer during college, and those kids like were little brats, dude. They don't understand. And I worked with 10-year-olds, so they were like 5th graders or going to be 5th graders or whatever. And they don't understand sarcasm yet, so you can't do that. But they understand enough to like communicate with them, right?
Yeah.
So it's not fun to communicate with them because you make one like sarcastic joke and they think you're serious and they'll go snitch on you. Yeah, it was always terrible.
Yeah.
Do you want children?
I think at some point, yeah.
Yeah, like how many?
Probably like 2, 3 max.
3 max. Boys, girls. I think we've already had that conversation.
I think we did.
Yeah, about what kind of breed you want. What breed do you want again?
Boys.
Okay, yeah, fair. I want boys too. I want 2 boys, 1 girl, or 1 boy, 1 girl.
Yeah, same.
Just to balance it out.
Mm-hmm.
But do you think your dad wanted like? Were you an accident or not?
I don't honestly know.
You don't know?
I don't know. I mean, it was like 2 3/4 years apart from my sister.
Okay, so I think we can figure this out right now. So you're 2.5 years apart from your sister.
Yes.
How old were your parents when you estimate when you were birthed?
Or like 25, 26.
Okay. So if they're 25, 26, that's pretty young. But I think that was normal for that time though.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like we won't have kids till like we're 30. But I think like my parents and shit also. Well, I was a different story. I was an accident, but I think most parents have kids young, or our parents have us young for the most part.
Yeah.
So I can't totally rule it out if it was that age, especially because maybe your sister was more of an accident than you.
Because she was born in 97, which was like, I think they would have had me when they were like 27, and my sister when they were like 24.
Yeah, so your sister's more debatable than you on the accident. Here. I would say, because you didn't. Yeah, you don't have like more siblings, so I don't think you were an accident, Dak. I think you were definitely just like an accident's not a bad thing. It's still it's a pleasant surprise.
Yes,
that's what my mom says. But it's just interesting because usually you can figure it out. Because like for example, mine got my sister, right?
Yeah,
she's like 13 years older than me. 12, 13. I don't remember. My brother's like 7, 6, depends on the part of the time of the year.
Yeah,
7 years older than me, and then there's me. And I remember one day I was in the car and I was like, why am I so much younger than my brother and sister? Mom, why? And then my brother's like, you were an accident. Can't you tell? Because I was like way later than everybody. Like they had me when they were like 40.
Yeah.
Versus everybody else was like in their late 20s.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? What happened here? I was an accident.
Yeah.
A pleasant surprise though. I don't know. I think a lot of people get like offended or like get upset about that. Like,
yeah.
Oh, I'm an accident. That, like, who cares?
Yeah.
You're still here.
Yeah.
I think you're in the clear, Dak. You'll never get bullied for being an accident. Dak, I want to talk to you a little bit about March Madness. We're all in a bracket together this year again.
Yes.
This is definitely the first year I've went into it blind. Usually I like at least have an idea of like what team's good. But this year I think is just very hard to predict too. And it's always hard to predict. Like no one's going to get a perfect bracket. I actually found out that it's like 1 in 9 quintillion chance of you actually winning March Madness, getting a perfect bracket.
Interesting.
So there's only 3 perfect brackets left. It's Saturday. It's the second round.
Yeah.
There's going to be 0 at the end of the day.
Oh, probably.
I guarantee you. 3. Imagine being that person sweating. Literally 100%. Sweating. Yeah, it's crazy. Who'd you pick winning it all? UConn?
Yeah.
Classic. I think I picked Marquette just because I didn't want to pick a 1 seed, so I picked a 2 seed. I don't think they're going to win that shit.
No.
But do you have any knowledge in March Madness at all? Like
no.
You
none.
don't really care at all?
None.
Yeah. You like enjoy watching it though? Like is it one of your favorite times of the year?
Yeah.
I think the NFL is number 1 and then March Madness is number 2 for me just because it's so fun. There's buzzer beaters and sports betting. It's so risky and fun. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. So you're first place right now though.
Yes I am.
That's fucked up.
Yes.
And then it's who? U0? U0 number 2.
I have like 90 points of max points left over him.
What about me?
You?
Mm-hmm.
You are...
Please tell me I'm close to you. I actually haven't really looked at all.
I think you're like 3rd.
Oh, really?
I think. Probably.
The max points is what counts.
Yeah.
That's the big thing. Because if you'd have like low max points, you're probably going to get toast.
Yeah, you're sitting at 3rd, but you're not 3rd for max points.
Fuck.
You're sitting at 1540 for max points.
Well, what's yours to put it in perspective?
1800.
Oh shit! You're smoking. Damn. Yeah, I've been
just to go on some numbers on that too.
Yeah,
the quintillion thing. So just to compare how difficult or nearly impossible it is. Last year, 11 people won the jackpot for like Mega Millions, right?
Yep.
1 in 302 million chance. So it's 1 in 9.2 quintillion, right?
Yep.
And just to give you a comparison, there's around 8 billion people on Earth.
Yep.
That number, 9.2 quintillion, is
1,135,000 times larger than 8.1 billion.
Holy shit. That's even hard to put. Yeah, you can't even like, and yeah, and then someone had the argument that you could be like, oh well, why don't you just have like an AI like make 9.2 quintillion brackets for you? I'm like, yeah. What app is ESPN's not going to let you submit 9.2 quintillion submissions?
Yeah.
You can't do it. I guarantee you in our lifetime we will never witness a March Madness perfect bracket, which is it's shitty because you want to.
Yeah.
When we see somebody go to the Sweet 16 ones, which is huge, but you know, there's a lot of weird sports out there that are like that.
Yeah.
Where it's just like there's such a big cult following around them, but I think there's a lot of sports that are kind of slept on too.
Yeah.
You know. Do you have any other sports that you think that are slept on that should, you know, get more recognition in the world of like sports?
No, there's World Chase Tag.
What's World Chase Tag?
It's literally professional tag.
Professional tag.
Professional tag.
So they just run around, literally tag your it, and then you run away. Like, how do you get out though? Because like
so
if you're
like,
it, you just go to get the other people.
Like you have like it's like a parkour course, kind of like boxes and pipes and whatnot to go around.
Okay.
You're in a cube.
Okay.
And you have one person that's, I guess, it, and the person who's running away.
Yeah.
And the person who's running away has to run away for 20 seconds to get a point.
Really?
And if you get away,
Mm-hmm.
then you stay in and you continue going.
Okay.
If you get caught, then it switches, then the other team is the person running away, and the team that got caught is now the person chasing.
Interesting.
It's like 16 rounds.
Okay. So it's professional tag. So like did the people play look qualified, or was it just like some random?
No, they look like it.
They look athletic, is what I'm
Yes.
saying. Yeah, they don't just look like randos.
No.
I wonder what they get paid. I mean, probably not much because it's just like a very
I was
small...
looking it up last night. Average like monthly is like 1,000 to $5,000
Monthly?
monthly.
Oh, that's not bad at all. If you're getting $5,000 a month off of playing tag, dude, I would be very satisfied. I mean,
so
that's a full-time job. If you're getting $5,000, holy shit.
Like yeah, so like annually they get like 12 to 60K,
what?
and the top people.
Well, that's pretty big difference. I mean, you got to be the best player to get 60K,
Oh,
but
no.
60K is pretty damn good.
no, the top players
Yeah.
earn upwards of like 160 grand
No
annually.
fucking way.
Yes.
Who the fuck's watching this?
I don't know.
What is it on? Like ESPN?
Like yeah,
6?
like ESPN and whatnot, or like
Yeah,
2 or
ESPN like
whatnot.
2. Yeah, it has to be. Wow, that's crazy. What was the other sport? I showed up last night. I just flew in from New York, and I show up, and you guys are watching some weird like rugby on ice. Pretty much is what I got from it, with like football rules, like first downs and shit.
Yeah. I call it just German ice football.
That's what it was called, wasn't it?
I think it was called American ice football
Why'd you call it German ice football?
because they're speaking German.
What? Then how does that even make sense? It is definitely German ice football.
Yeah, but like the title of it is American ice football.
Okay.
Because American football, right?
Yeah. Okay, makes sense. It's
Yeah.
like it would. Yeah. Okay. So what like did you get the idea of like how it goes? It's literally just football on ice. Because I thought when you said when I was first watching, I was like, oh, they're like ice skating. No, they're playing with their shoes.
Yeah,
like,
playing on
so they're
shoes.
just like sliding around on ice.
Yeah.
Kind of looks fun.
Yes.
Can they tackle though?
Yes.
Oh, they can tackle. I didn't see that happen.
Yeah. No, they can tackle and like throw them down to the ground.
That would actually be a very fun sport to watch live.
No.
Like there are certain sports that
Mhm.
are fun to watch live and some
Mhm.
aren't. And some sports are better to watch live and some
Yeah.
suck watching on TV. Like for example, I will never watch baseball on TV, but
Yeah.
live it's cool. Especially with the pitch count now, it's like 10 times better.
Yeah.
And then basketball, another one that's really fun to watch both, honestly. But
Mhm.
that one sounds like a really fun to watch live. Like
Oh,
just
they have like extra points and field goals.
they do field goals on the ice.
Yes.
The kicker must like biff it half the time.
Yes. Yes, they do.
That's actually funny as hell.
They have no one like trying to stop the ball, but like it's difficult enough trying to kick it on the
That's
ice.
goofy. That's really goofy. I would love to play that, honestly. Get a group of us together.
Yes.
Do you know if it's like 11 on 11? Like, is it still the amount of same players for both sides?
I think it's a little bit less.
It looked like it was a little bit less. I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
Maybe like eight man or something, or 8.
Yeah.
I feel like anybody can make a sport. It's just about the marketing of the sport. Like NFL does a
Yes.
great job, and that's why they're like the number one. You know, because they just do a great job of like making a storyline behind it.
Yeah.
And, there's a lot of drama. Like to make a good sport, you need more than just the sport. You need like the celebrities that play the sport, almost like Travis Kelce plays the sport. We got Patrick Mahomes. You got all these like faces that are like Tom Brady, the face of the sport. Like they're celebrities outside of the sport.
Yes.
And then you need the drama. You need drama, and there's like trades and like signings and like, oh, Antonio Brown rips his, jersey off and like cries because he doesn't get enough play time or the ball thrown to him. But that's good for the NFL.
Yeah.
It's drama.
Yeah.
They want that because then that gets more storylines, headlines, and like this year was all about Taylor Swift. Those things are huge, and that's what you need. And I think a lot of like for example, a sport that I think is really dying even more, and no offense to the ice people out there, but hockey, I really think it's just, I don't think it's dying, the sport, because I think the sport is sick.
Yeah.
But NHL sucks at what they do. And that's why I really respect the UFC and shit. Like Dana White crushes it when it comes to, he lets his fighters say whatever the fuck they want, do whatever the fuck they want, because they're their own person and they know how to like market themselves, right?
Yeah.
And then you look at like the NHL, couldn't even tell you anything about them. Like the whole key is like somebody that doesn't know anything about a sport should know something about that sport.
Yes.
For example, I could ask my girlfriend Gabby about NFL, like something random, and she could probably tell me something about it because she hears about it all the time. You don't hear shit about hockey.
No.
And I do love hockey. It's just they suck at. I think the NHL is like a bunch of sissies. They're scared to like partner with certain brands. Like I know they were scared to do like a brand deal, I think with the Nelk Boys Full Send. Or like Happy Dad or something.
Yeah.
Because they're too like edgy and shit. And then Dana White, of course, for the UFC was very happy and more than excited to do like, a partnership with Happy Dad and the Nelk Boys and, work closely with them. And look at how it's doing. UFC's crushing it. But what are your like top sports then? So you have like what sports do you like watching the most on TV?
I like football.
Football's number one?
Yeah.
Okay. It's because we do fantasy football, though.
Yes.
Dak and I were in the championship against each other this year. It was really fun. I won. No, I deserved that win, dude. I got the most points by far in the league. I deserved that win.
I should have won.
Well, you didn't, so it doesn't really matter. Thanks for the money.
Shut up.
You made money, too. You were second place. You're fine. So football's your number one sport? I think football's number one, and NFL, not soccer. Football's number one, and then I would say definitely college basketball, March Madness time. So it's like a very specific time. And then I would have to say UFC. So UFC might be above college basketball, but UFC is really fun to watch too. It's just, you can't hate watching two people beat the shit out of each other.
No,
until
you
they
can't.
bleed to death. It's such a fun sport. You can't like deny that. So March Madness is like my favorite time of the year. But Dak and I just wanted to quickly do a quick little intermission podcast today. So our third mic is finally on the way here. It will be here soon. So we're going to be finally having new guests like on our podcast that we can conversate with and, start to get to know new people. So like I said before, please encourage you to like comment down below, like somebody you want specifically on our podcast. Cause we would love to have like weird guests on our podcast. Like I said, like a garbage man, a homeless man, a guy that works at CVS. We want a Walmart employee. We want Dak's boss. We want all that shit on our podcast. Maybe even Dak's mom. I love she's a sweetheart.
Yes.
But we want people on our podcast that are different than, other podcasts out there because we're different people.
Yes.
Sitting here talking about the earth and how it rotates in a certain direction some days.
Yeah.
And other days it rotates in a different one. And we also we got our homie Austin on here. He, AKA Jamie. We like to reference that from Joe Rogan. You probably could barely hear him, so sorry about the audio issue. We're learning as we go. We're a startup podcast. So bear with us. We're going to continue to get better and better as we go here. We only had a couple beers this time, so I feel like we were a little bit more in control of what we were saying.
Yes.
But I really do appreciate you guys tuning in every single week. Like, we cannot thank you enough.
Yeah.
And our upload schedule, we'll try to make for Wednesdays every week or Thursdays, depending on how busy the fuck I am. But we love you guys so much.
Yes.
Please bear with us and continue to listen to us because we are going to get better and better. And thanks for listening on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. And until next week, I'm Seth.
I am Dak.
And you're listening to 1030 Brekky Podcast.